Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is TerrenceRe, the active trader, with a little bit of gonna do some chart analysis on Technical Tuesday. We're gonna talk about Facebook. Let's see, let me pull it up. Well, right here, what I got. I actually was just looking at reading some news up on Bed Bath and Beyond. Bed Bath and Beyond has some news. Let's see what I was looking at. As you can see, it closed the market at $16.75. And right now, currently, aftermarket hours trading at 28 bucks. So it says Bed Bath and Beyond surges 80% on Kroger deal, digital shift, and $1 billion buyback. So basically, now, if you're not familiar with buybacks, before I blurt out something, let me make sure. It says share buyback. Bed Bath and Beyond increased the amount of its 3-year share buyback to $1 billion, up from previous $325 million figure. The company said the $1 billion in buybacks will be completed by the end of the fiscal year of 2021. All right, so basically what we're getting at, or what we're seeing, is company is about to make their own stock go up by buying it, right? And I'll talk a little bit about that, because the thing about that is, well, we had back when the pandemic first started, you had companies that were getting bailed out, the airlines and maybe some other companies, based upon the government stepping in and, bailing them out, right? Well, these companies also participate in share buybacks, which you buy your own stock, you run your share price up, and a lot of times CEOs and C-level executives have incentives written into their compensation plans to compensate them if the stock goes up above a certain level. And if they get it up to that level, then they get these bonuses. So basically, it's almost a form of it is what you would call corporate cronyism, in my opinion. And so, if you have your own company and you take your profits, and instead of saving your profits, like for a rainy day when something bad happens, then you can take those profits and be able to keep your business afloat. Instead of doing that, you take the money and then pump your own share price up. So basically, that's what's going on. And so you can see, if you look up here at the top of the screen, maybe kind of hard to see, but it says bid ask, and you got 28 bucks. That $28 is showing you the aftermarket price, and it closed at 16. So that's $12. That's your 80% jump. Now, where is it going to open at tomorrow? Not really sure, but we'll see. That's not what we'll be able to see tomorrow when it opens up. So that's what I was looking at. That's why you see that up there. And you can see it was starting to move right before the market closed. You got this candle right here, this green candle. And so might not be a bad move, but if it was, let's say it was to open and it stayed at 28, you'd have this big gap. I personally would not want to buy in after a gap that big, but I've been wrong before plenty of times. So, but mainly what I want to talk about today is Facebook and some stocks that's associated with Facebook and the MetaVerse. I've been, for most of my life, I've been a gamer. So like I'm intrigued by it. A lot of people don't like, Facebook as a company, but everybody's on it, so it's just one of those things to where, I don't know if it's any worse or any better than any other company, but as far as like the technology and what they may do, I mean, it's kind of I'm intrigued by it. So let's pull up Facebook and look at it. Now I do have a position on in Facebook. You can see that's what this little green spot is, where I'm looking to take profit. It actually could be a little bit before that, and I'll show you why I think what made me get into Facebook. So if you look to the bottom of the screen, you're gonna see divergence. So we can see Facebook continuing to go down. If we go up here to the highs of 384, we see it cross over. Now the moving average that I use most of the time is the Wilder's smoothing moving average, right? And you see that right here. And it broke on September 17th to the downside. And you can kind of see it it will go down, make a low, pull back, make another lower low, pull back, make another low. You got a nice little pop here where it tested the moving average and then made another low. So if we take a trend line, now this is just basic, technical analysis. You go from, and we're just gonna connect the lows, right? You see, I connected the lows. Now, if we come over here and come to the MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence, and we go to the low, this measures your momentum. As you can see, the momentum kind of made its low right here. Now I'm going to take another trend line and draw it from these lows and connect them. And you can see it made a low right here, but then the momentum of these lines started moving up while the price action was continuing to move down. That's divergence. Once I get divergence, then I start looking for opportunity to get long, whether it's divergence going to the downside to get long, or if it was up here, like let's look at Apple, because I think I still got it drawn up. See, in Apple back in July, you had it going up and the MACD was diverging down. So then you start looking to get bearish or short in that particular instance. So we'll go back here over here to Facebook, and you'll see now when I got that, I'm gonna go intraday. We'll look at 30-minute. I like to use 30-minute intervals, sometimes an hour, but mostly 30 minutes, because the stock market opens at 9:30 and then closes at 4. So you got 30-minute intervals because it opening at 9:30. If it opened at 9 o'clock, then I probably would use an hour. I don't know why they pick 9:30. So if you look right here, you got this is your low, high, low, and then it breaks out above the moving average on the 30-minute. And so from there, that's when I put my fibs on. I go from this bottom to this high, back down to this low, and now I'm looking at take profit levels on the 30-minute time frame. Excuse me. And so I basically I actually bought some call options like intraday, like trading in and out, in and out. I've been trading this back and forth, but I also have what you would call a put spread. Let's go look at it. And if we come over here, you can see right here, I sold the 315, bought the 310. It's like a $5 wide. And so basically I'm right around in here, and I'm going to look to close it out at 50% of what I collected in premium, or wherever it's set up. Once it hits here, I'll probably close it out. Right. And then that's that trade. So, and that's just, going along with the news. Facebook got a little pop when it announced this. It's going to basically rebranding, going to change the name of Facebook to Meta. It's already changed on here. You can see up here, Meta Platforms Inc. And they're going to change their ticker symbol to MVRS, I think on December 1st. So that's one of the stocks that now you can understand your own risk. So if you want to get into this like tomorrow, If you see a little pop and you want to buy some call options intraday, just keep in mind, for me, before I see it turn around, I'm looking anywhere up until around 350, and anywhere within this range, 308 to 350, it probably bounce around. Another stock that I have related to that is IMMR. IMMR, Immersion Corp. Now, they actually, let's see if I can, they actually also have a deal. They also have a deal with, I want to say with Sony. They do, Immersion Corp is focused on the creation, design, development, and licensing of innovative haptic technologies that allow people to use its sense of touch more fully as they engage with products and experience the digital world. So they got a pop, as you can see right here, with the announcement of the metaverse. Look at this. This is the daily, and you can see it break out of this little area right here. This descending wedge popped up over the Wilder's moving average, pulled back, touched it, it tested it, and then it broke out right here above the high. So you can see I already have my fibs on. If you see a chart, and I pull up a chart and I got fibs on it, that means I've been trading it. And I've been trading this one. I actually been, because it's a cheaper stock at like $9, I've been trading like straight shares, no options, just jumping in 100 shares here, selling out. So my next level, if you want to day trade this, is right up around 1050. So you got about maybe a buck and seven. Now it could keep going through it. Now if we look at Lucid, let's look at Lucid. I had my take profit level. Look at it. It wicked right here at the top. And if you've been following the channel for the last couple weeks, I've been talking about Lucid. That's been one of my stocks. I made money on Lucid. And you can see where it touched right here. So that's my tippy top. Now that doesn't mean that it can't pull back. I would have to see it pull back. Me personally, I want to see the RSI come back down. It's overbought, so I want to see it come back down in here and move back around the 50 range, and then give me another setup, and then you can buy that pullback. Same thing I'm looking at on what's it called, immersion, right? So the next level on immersion is going to be right up here around 1050 to what actually says 1056. So that's about, from right now, it said it closed at 943. That's another $1.07. So 100 shares, that's another $100. 1,000 shares, that's another $1,000. If you want to get into this one, these are all plays based off of Facebook and the connection to the metaverse. Now, the haptic technology is what's being used in the PlayStation 5 controller. So it's kind of like sensitive to your touch. So like some of those shooting games, it may have like where you're using like let's see, in the like you're like pulling the trigger to shoot. And I think it kind of hones in on like how hard you pull the trigger, and it kind of fits or gets custom to your your controls. So it's already being used, and I think it's going to be used even more in connection with Facebook, where at least it's moving with the stock. Another metaverse stock that I wanted to talk about is MTTR. I actually have not gotten into this one yet. Now, even though the news with this one, let's see, why are you moving like that? Let's see. Let's read up on Matterport Inc. Matterport Inc. is a spatial data company focused on digitizing and indexing the built world. Its all-in-one 3D data platform enables anyone to turn its space into an accurate and immersive digital twin, which can be used to design, build, operate, promote, and understand any space. So this, shares of several technology companies. Now they actually had a red day today. Said they're trading lower as investors anticipate this week's Fed announcement and await sentiment on potential future rate hikes, which could impact growth sectors. Now, whenever you see, as a side note, one of the reasons why I hadn't gotten into this yet, because I don't have a pattern, even though it's related to the metaverse and some of these gaming stocks and things of that nature. I like to have a pattern, and I don't have a clean pattern here, even though it's moving up. I need a pattern. So I almost want to see it pull back. So I would throw my Fibonacci retracements on. I like to get a pattern. I would go from this low, this high. Now let's see what we get. Now, if I get something like, let's say it comes back in here somewhere and then goes back up and breaks out, I'm in it. And then I can throw my fib extensions on, and then I can kind of gauge. So I need a pattern to trade on. No pattern, no trade for me. That's one of my rules, right? But it's a stock to watch. Now, if you're a long-term trader, or you want to hold this for a year or 2 or 3, because you think that, the metaverse is going to be real big, which I really do think. If you haven't seen, what is it, Real Player One? I think that's the name of the movie. It's a great movie. Player One. It's a great movie. I think I've seen it like 2 or 3 times with my children. If they're trying to build, I'm guessing something similar to that. That's a cool movie. But if I don't, I like to have a pattern to trade, because then I know when to get in and I know when to get out. I know when to stop. We'll place my stops and all of those things. So, that's that. But as far as the metaverse, I really think that that's going to be big time. So this is one that I have on my list and that I'm going to watch and stay in tune with and try to keep up with. Some others. Oh yeah, another thing when I had lost my train of thought, talking about the Fed and the Federal Reserve is meeting tomorrow, and they're going to have either they're meeting tomorrow or they're going to release their Fed notes tomorrow or whatever. So it says days to meeting 0, November 3rd. So yeah, they're meeting tomorrow. Now the thing about it is they're making it seem like what I just read about Matterport. They're saying that the stocks are down because investors anticipate the Fed's announcement. They already know what the Fed is gonna pretty much announce for the most part, because I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna see if I can bring this up. There is something that you can look up called a FedWatch tool. You have to go to the CME group. I'll put the link. I'll see if I can put the link down in the show notes, and it will show you the probabilities of the rate hike, right? So pretty much they have a 0% chance of hiking it, of something happening tomorrow, right? They have another meeting date on December 15th, 42 days, and there's a 0% chance of a hike. Like, they have the probabilities for this already. They have another one 84 days from now, January 26th. They have a 4.85% chance of a hike, which is very low, but it's showing you that it's increasing. So we're probably not going to get a hike until 2022, and the probabilities go over 50% on June 15th, 2022. 224 days from now, you got a 58% chance of getting a rate hike of interest rates going up. So it's not like they had everything. You can find the probabilities and statistics on just about everything related to a market. Anything where you see a market or a line, like a fight, a boxing match, a football game, you got probabilities associated with it, and you can get a pretty good hunch on on what's supposed to happen. Now it's a little bit different with those games, but they pretty much because you don't have it's not as liquid. Like the betting around it is not equal on both sides, so you may not have tight enough action to get it really, really accurate, or as accurate as these. But these equities and commodities and on these exchanges, they got this down to a science. So chances are that there won't be a rate hike tomorrow or anytime this year, but they may start talking about it. And so that's one of their ways of controlling the market, by talking about it, and not necessarily having to do anything. They talk about the things that they may do to kind of temper, and slow the market down, because the market is running away. Now I'm gonna look at the Nasdaq, and then I'm gonna close this video out, and I'm gonna show you why I think I don't know anything for sure, but why I think that the Nasdaq could continue to run. Like, you see, I got my fibs on, and we just now hit the 1618, right? So right here, when we had back in September, we had the little down move for the month when people started panicking, and then the bulls came right in and bought the dip, right? And if we go, matter of fact, I'm not gonna look at so this is the QQQ, which is the ETF. I want to go to the futures. The futures are actually running right now. And I like looking at the futures when I can, because there are no gaps for the most part. And you see where it comes down to the 61.8 on the retracement. I went from low, high, and then I put my fib extensions on to look at my take profit levels. And if you look at the take profit levels, remember my last level was up here, 423.6. So we still got room to run before we even look at a down move. Now the RSI is overbought. The RSI is overbought. So it may come up here and touch right up here at 16,244, and you may get a little pullback. And then I suspect that it'll keep going. I wouldn't look to get short until it hits that top level. So with that being said, what if I think the Nasdaq, which is your tech, a lot of your tech stocks that make up that, these tech is going to continue to run, in my opinion. I think you're going to get a good run out of Facebook. I think you'll get a good run I think Tesla may give us a little pullback because it's just straight parabolic. You may get a small one. Like, it looked like it tried to pull back a little bit today. But Tesla is a runaway, train. But if you look at the RSI, I mean, look at that. So I personally think that I don't know, man. There is no ceiling for Tesla, to be honest with you. I don't know. It could be like an Amazon type stock and just run away from here. But you may still, that doesn't mean you won't get a pullback somewhere time, in the future. And then I'll give you a buying opportunity. And I would like to see it. Now, I know some people who own Tesla may not like this, but I would like to see it right here around this gap. This is where, and that's right around 950. For me, that's my level. That's the level where I would like to get right back. And if you draw this all the way across, you'll see it reach this top right here. So if you can get a pullback into here, and then that pullback coincide with somewhere around the 50 on the RSI, that might be a good level to buy back into Tesla. Or if you're not in Tesla, to get in. Like, you could take profits here, then look for a pullback, and then try to get long Tesla right there. And so with that, that'll conclude my first Technical Tuesday, which I'll be doing a lot in the future. If you have some, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment in the section what stocks or what tickers that you would like to see me go over. What Forex charts, I had said I was let's look up Euro USD before I get off. I know that's a real, even though I'm not currently trading any currencies, I know that's a real popular Forex pair. And looking at this right now, for me, seeing it break out of this low right here, I would just almost, let's see, you right up around the 50 level. So you had your low, right? You came down to the oversold, and then you had a pop right in here. I want to see some type of, I want to see a flag. I would like to see it break above this moving average, pull back, and then give me something. And I could see the euro ripping through here. I could see it ripping through here, but I would like to see some type of trading pattern. And right now I don't have one, other than, you know, just being down here at these lows down here and kind of like chopping around on a daily. Now a lot of Forex traders like to trade like intraday and scalp. So that's pretty much, it doesn't, in my opinion, I'm not going to like chart up like 5-minute charts or anything like that, because they move so fast that, you know, that's something that you just do on the fly. So with that being said, hope you guys got something out of it. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, comment in the comment section, and then let me know what pairs you want to see me, if it's a Forex pair you want to see me do. You got a stock that you like, you want to see me pull it up on here and, you know, tell you what I think, go over some more technical analysis things, and also take a look in the notes, in the show notes. You'll see I got a link to Manset. I'm wearing some of they boxes right now. I really like they briefs. They give you junk a lot of room. So that's why I like them. I'm on the hunt for the perfect underwear. So I think I found them. So check that out, Manset, down in the section. Hit that link and go get you some. And with that, I'm out. Peace.